Vaughan, you are music head.
Yeah, I'm a music head.
Just for the audience, give us about a 2-minute recap or synopsis about you because I got top music.
Okay. Since like academy days, I was into hip hop. I love it. All right. I joined a rap group named The Rock. We did some things, regionally. We did 1 or 2 trips, and now I write for fun and stress relief. And I sent you a song, which we can't release yet.
I
can send songs like every 2 months.
Yeah, and I don't do it. I don't want to be a star. I just do it for stress relief, and I can send it to my friends so they can see that I still got some skills.
No, you next level. For real.
I do my thing, man.
The most I can say is I saw a CD for you guys when I was starting State College. Yeah. I don't know if you guys had already stopped performing or what, but I only saw one CD.
Yeah, well, as I said, that CD, it took us to Switzerland. After we came back from Switzerland and got that attention, everybody except one person kind of went in the background. So I went into more studio recording and more writing. Kem is one of the guys, he went into more management. He used to manage Mad Tegans a while. Burger, legendary.
Right.
Herbert.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, he had the burger phase of the Caribbean music. Logic still did it, and
Just Bus. Did some collabs with Just Bus and so on.
And then Bessa, this guy who's do the dance hall, he kind of faded out. But yeah, that little piece, it made everybody realize we didn't want to do this except one person. My issue was the way y'all was saying that Drake don't have lyrics. I don't like that. I don't appreciate that. Everybody don't have to be the greatest lyricist of all time. We need Drakes in the world, just like how we need MC Hammers and we need the Vanilla Ices. Without them, hip-hop music would never be where it is today. Without Drake,
commercially,
Kendrick wouldn't be where he is today. The problem with people like Kendrick is... Kendrick is bigger now. Yeah, Kendrick is bigger now, right? I mean, commercially bigger now because of the situation with Drake. Kendrick is good, but half the people don't understand what he's saying. You need Drake, the people like Drake, to make the money to allow studios to take chances on people like Kendrick.
wait. You want to jump in with this before? Go ahead. I'll end off. I'll finish him.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? The discussion happened the way that it didn't, because clearly it's entertainment.
Yes.
Right? And we only have half an hour. Okay? I agree with what you're saying. The dispute wasn't whether or not Drake was a good artist. The dispute was he on the level of Kendrick? And to me, he's not.
Yeah, of course not.
Right? Okay. What I was saying was coming from the fact that I needed to vent and I needed to flex. Okay? So nobody was going to stop me from flexing and dunking and dropping my hard word on Aubrey.
You see that punch I shot to like you?
You see, the thing is, I appreciate that, but you come off like a hip hop snob because
I can be a snob
because hip hop started as crap lyrics. What we are looking at all these art now is later on. You know what I'm saying? And that's a small niche.
Because it got the chance to grow.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of like going back and playing the first Super Mario game on the Nintendo 64 after running on a PS5. It's a hard thing to go back on, right? But was it entertaining? Yes, it was.
What do you mean it's a hard thing to go back on? Every generation has a bunch
thing to go
of
back
bad
on.
hip-hop that makes a bunch of money for studios so that the good hip-hop that we keep in our mind and we think, oh, the hip-hop era was great, but there's only like maybe a handful of rappers, the rest of them were trash.
No,
but we keep those in mind.
I'm not saying for us because we've come from that sort of stuff. But if you speak to any generation that come after us, it's usually a hard sell most times to get them to partake of the early works and enjoy it. It's not the same across the board, right? There's a hit or miss from time to time. And we've seen that in every era.
Yeah.
Going back, it's always a tough sell for some, right? But you need the bubblegum people and them, you need the nonsense music, you need the really catchy tunes, the nice crooning and so on. You need the pop. You need the pop.
You need it.
So that the truly artistic things in them can get to exist as well, because nothing comes for free. So I get the point.
Okay, let me tell you something, right? Let me say this up front. I respect what you guys have to say about hip hop Vaughan, you know, me and you have had many, many hip hop conversations from, you know, way back in the day when we finished, you know, grammar school and academy, respectively, to know. And let me let y'all know, right? Listen, Drake is necessary, as you say, because, you know, there needs to be something to play in the background in Walmart when you're shopping. You understand? I'm not nearly going to say that Aubrey Graham is not talented. He is talented. He says stuff that is catchy. I mean, I remember his, you know...
Let's not get soft now.
No, I'm not saying I'm not getting soft, because I remember his early works when he first came out, the mixtape Drake. I didn't have a problem with that because I understood what he was saying. This new version of Drake, I don't understand what he's saying, right? So then and therefore, I really don't understand what he's saying. Right foot, left foot slide.
Maybe he's
all that
experimenting.
Stuff. No.
One song.
No, it's not just on one song, because nobody here can tell me what he was saying when he was what call it, Top Boy Drake with them when he was trying to rap like Stormzy and them. All right, let me tell you something like this. Y'all said that.
Man get into a little bit of
y'all are saying,
get into a little bit of drill.
Y'all are saying that back in the day that there was, you know, rap didn't make any sense.
I didn't say that.
Back in the day when rap first came about, when they had people like, you know what I mean, Cold Crush Brothers and all these different people, yes, they were rapping in a particular type of way. Curtis Blow, all of them. Since Sugar Hill Gang dropped, Rapper's Delight and all of that, I can say all of that because it was very, 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 very easy to understand and very easy to follow. Exactly.
Yeah.
Then I remember when Run DMC were at the apex, somebody came in and blew up their whole spot. Rakim. When Rakim came, Rakim's rhyme scheme and the way he was doing internal rhyming, it totally made whatever Run DMC was saying sounded elementary at best.
So smooth.
Rakim, and he did all of that, and he still lauded as one of the greatest MCs ever without cussing.
Yeah.
All right. So let me say this to say, you said that Kendrick is saying stuff that, and I've heard Colin say this as well. Colin says he doesn't resonate well with Kendrick because it's not catchy for him. Because what Kendrick
You don't understand.
Yeah, because Kendrick is not doing like easy hip hop. He's rhyming in a way that makes you think. It's literally what he said in one of his songs, one of the diss tracks towards Drake. He says, "My music riles the people up, while your music makes the people passive." No, it's very easy to have a song that's very catchy, that's very, very sing-songy, that's literally going to end up on TikTok and turn into a challenge, as opposed to real complex rhyme schemes, really complex metaphors, you know what I mean? We've seen it back in the day when we thought that Jay-Z was doing something ridiculously, you know, innovative by using double entendres all the way around. You can pull any one of Jay-Z's songs, and then he has something that you can relate in your life, all right? Kendrick may not have that type of smoothness or that type of delivery, but yet still, for people to say that Drake is the better out of the two because of his catalog, the size of the catalog, that's just weird to me.
But remember, most persons, right, they judge the quality of an artist by the number of hits the artist have.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if that's the case, right? Well, if that's the case, the water's gonna be muddy then, because if you're just gonna go off of something, it's like this. No, okay, I'm glad you said that. No, Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson, right? Michael Jackson is the king of pop. Everybody know who Michael Jackson is, and God bless him, no, he went back to his planet, right? But what I'm saying is, Janet Jackson had more hits than he did. His sister Janet had more hits than he did.
But them hits don't knock us out.
Janet Jackson had definitive hits. I'm talking Rhythm Nation. I'm talking the Janet album. I'm talking about everything. Listen, we can, if you put all of Janet Jackson's #1 or top 10 hits side by side by her brothers, all right? You'll be surprised by how many times she lamposts Michael. All right? No, does that make her the more popular or the more talented Jackson because of her hits?
But let me say something on that. Two things I want to say. Well, Janet brought her the album every year. Michael Job brought her the album every 4 to 5 years. So there's a big difference.
No, but
right?
no.
No,
After
she has more albums than he does.
Michael.
Yeah, I think so. But they came out very quickly.
Her albums came out quicker, but they weren't skip albums. All of them had a hit on them. All right, all of them had definitive hits on them.
So
to the point that you're making, right? I think when we entered this discussion last week, I think I tried to make it clear the platform, the point at which that I'm arguing from, the perspective that I'm arguing from, so that it all makes sense. We're arguing, well, at least I was arguing from the perspective of lyrical skills and ability to win in the arena, the combat, the versus aspect of things. Because to me, and you made the point that I came out as a snob, yes.
No, I'm not saying
No. I don't even take that as an insult.
No,
because
it's not.
I usually preface with that. When I'm aware of it, I usually preface. When I'm in my element for the things that I like and the things that I defend, I am an elitist. Ask any of my friends in them. I am that.
I have no problem with that.
You can't come and talk to me about certain sci-fi things. You can't come talk to me about X-Men or comics or Marvel comics or stuff like that. I will knock you to the ground. And
that's
you can't
how,
bang me.
and that's how I am
Right?
with music as
And
well.
that's how I
That's
flex.
how
But
we are with music, exactly.
in that particular perspective, in the combative aspect of it, the part that it holds the most meaning to rap heads, true rap heads,
His
right?
lyrics.
Aubrey cannot see Kendrick.
I can't see Aubrey in a cipher.
No, but let me say
I can
something,
see him
right?
in a cipher because a cipher is
Yeah,
predominantly.
it's
You
not
put too
really-
much pressure on ghostwriters.
No, it's not.
Go ahead, Vaughan, and then
But yeah,
I want to hear something from the
let me-
ladies
yeah,
after you.
Let me just say this, right? And I'm going to take the last two albums side by side and just lyrics from the last two albums, right?
Alright.
Well, examples. Kendrick's last album, my Auntie's a Man Now. There was no great lyrics in that. The topic was crazy, but there was no great double entendres in that song.
But
alright?
it was very...
the topic.
Don't let you flow.
Drake had, I've been losing friends and gaining sleep. Honestly, that sounds like a fair trade to me. I put that as a quote. And somebody come by my house, thank God she listens to this, and ball, ask if it was about her. How powerful is that? How powerful is that from Drake? I put it as a quote, and that what happened.
But you're comparing those two albums, right? And is that a fair comparison, though?
No, I'm just taking
the way
chunks.
in which you have to look at the way in which those two artists go about creating their projects, right? For Kendrick, each album is it's sending a message.
Yeah,
It's its own work of art. There was no fanciful double entendres and so on going on
In that song,
in
yeah.
that particular album for Kendrick, because that was not what was needed here. The thing is, he knows when to put in he knows
He knows
when
how to go.
what to use.
He knows when to go from righteous to ratchet.
There you go.
Ladies, what y'all think? Yeah, I'll go over it quiet. Danielle, you listen to Kendrick and Drake at all?
Don't be
I
ashamed now.
used to listen to Kendrick. I don't listen to Kendrick that much now. I heard about the beef, never bothered to look it up.
Cool.
But honestly, I try to listen to Drake and I find him very boring.
Oh Lord.
He's safe, right?
Yeah, I don't find that. No offense, I don't find his music is that exceptional. I find that when I listen to Kendrick, he
Chantal is okay.
He's okay?
Yes, I'm watching her.
Can I ask you a question? Can I guess as to when you stopped listening to Kendrick?
Sure.
Could it be when the album Damn came out?
How the album cover look for that one?
It had a
It's
big
just
dam
him.
on it.
It had a big what?
Dam on it.
Just that?
Just him in this
Yeah,
picture with
Name,
the
name a couple of songs from it,
Name a
maybe.
song.
DNA, Daniel.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
from that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
I know why. Because after To Pimp a Butterfly and we hit Damn, he was all up here.
No, listen, let me tell
He know there was like if he had an audience before when he was creating his stuff, he's now completely ignored the audience. Kanye went through that same thing.
No, but
as well, too.
I think that's a level of evolution that and growth as an artist that you have to reach to the point of, you know, are you more important? What's more important to you? What your fans think, or the content that or the message you're trying to emote? Because I think at one point, and even in one of the tracks that he did shoot at Drake at, he said, "Listen, I never wanted to be the best. I never wanted to be a superstar. I never wanted the kind of celebrity that you seem to can't live without." All right, and in doing that, it's it's even resonant in the type of music and the volume of music that he puts out. He's on Sade Adu level. You understand? Sade does an album every 10 years. All right? And it's not for the lack of, what are my fans going to think? But she's so confident in the product that she's putting out. She knows that it's gonna last longer.
Chantel,
I don't think Kendrick cares. I don't think Kendrick cares about the having his music, live forever on the top 200 charts.
He's financially sound so that he can be as artistic and creative as he needs to be without having to worry.
I still think he's still wearing
Got
the
you,
same
Chantel.
Nike Cortez from last year.
Got you.
I personally don't think fans really appreciate artists because of what Glenn was saying with he doesn't think about his fans. I mean, when you have an artist, you're supposed to love your artist. And I remember Blackhead said that in one of his songs where he said, people are pushing him to do this, do that, do this, but he's just like, that's not Black. And then if he has to do it, he's gonna have to keep doing it. And then it's no longer about him. And I thought about the same thing with Kendrick. And Damn, his album Damn was amazing. His recent album that he has with his kid in his hand, I think, is
Mr. Morales and the Big Steppers.
that one. I mean, his song in there, Rich Spirit, the one he did with the back and forth with the woman in him. I think everything he
That
did
was literally him and Britney going back and forth.
super talented. I feel that about Kendrick. I can listen to Kendrick. Kendrick puts me in that hype mood where I want to do better. Like, he's the kind that you blast down a highway and you're rapping and you're going. Drake's more like a night person. Drake's somebody you listen to when your heart's broken. That's why he's so popular.
That Views album is still used as one of the most emotional albums ever.
Yeah. The reason why people are able to, I feel like majority of Drake's stardom comes from women. Because 1, he's attractive. 2, he's emotional. And 3, he's light skinned. So it's like a Chris Brown. But I'm not trying to compare the two because I feel like the two is completely different, especially like when it comes. Because like, what's your views on Chris Brown then? Because I understand they're in two different, but they kind of. I feel like Drake would kind of be looking up to Chris Brown in a way. For me, that's what kind of my view is on the situation. But I don't feel like our fans actually appreciate artists. That's when Doja Cat said the same thing. She's like, you follow me, but you don't really care about the music. And she was so real for saying that. I feel like when your artist puts out something, you're supposed to trust their expertise and actually vibe with it. The same thing with Kanye. Kanye is extremely talented. Like, there's no question about it. There's no nothing. He just realized that he just didn't care anymore. Because if you're really a Kanye fan, if you really rep him, he's not doing anything out of the ordinary. He's just Kanye. Well, Ye now, right? I feel like if you're really about who the person is, I'd never compare Drake to Kendrick because they're not in the same. I would never compare the two. I would compare Black to Drake. Like, those are the two kind of people that I put. But Kendrick is on a whole different flow, a whole different. Look at his song All Right. Like, he's like a Tupac. Kendrick is a Tupac. He's still an acquired taste. But he's not.
But Kendrick can rap though.
No, I saw something.
Wait, what you mean by that?
But Kendrick can rap.
You mean Tupac can rap?
Tupac can rap?
I've never thought of Tupac could rap.
Oh Lord,
That's
yeah, no, I need about 2 more hours.
Excuse me,
Okay,
what?
yeah, hold on a second.
Let
Let me just say, I'm a
let's
Biggie
take
fan,
pressure, right?
and at the time, I think
saying that way.
The difference with my problem with Tupac and Biggie, like when you hear Biggie song, you're in a story, you're there, right? And I thought Tupac was okay, but I never thought he was like top 10 rappers of all time. That
Never.
people put him.
You know
Never
why
thought
you
so.
like
No.
Tupac? You know why people like Tupac?
Why?
It's the same thing with Drake. It's
Why?
Tupac's aesthetic.
I actually believe you.
Tupac.
Yeah, she has
Tupac's
that's so.
aesthetic.
That's
This is
so
why
logic.
This is why people wear more Tupac shirts and Biggie shirts.
Tupac. Go ahead.
Let it
sorry.
finish. Let it finish.
Tupac is genuinely you like Tupac because he's an aesthetic. Everything he does, everybody followed his fashion, his tattoos. Now that's when everybody started getting tattoos across their stomach. Tupac is an icon. That is what he is. Biggie, yes, he's talented, but sometimes people don't care about talent. It's about who you are as a person. I'm following Tupac to the end because Tupac's the one that makes the most noise in the crowd.
Well, here's the thing, right?
I'm just not
No,
a
no,
Biggie.
here's the thing.
I'm just-
Let me add to that. A song lasts 6 weeks to 3 months. A character, a brand, lasts forever.
That's what
Yes,
I'm saying. It's
yeah.
about-
Pac.
I understand that we want to go off of talent. I understand that we want to be like, yes, he is good. Lyric-wise, he's amazing. Glenn has spit it to us many times. He is great. But you see Tupac, that's why people still talk. I hear more about Tupac than I hear about Biggie.
Yeah, you know
That's
why?
just my-
You know why? Pac had more albums than Biggie.
And
No,
moving
No.
on.
it wasn't
It's
about
not that.
albums.
Okay,
It was never
well, for
about
me,
that.
for me,
You're right. I back
for
what
me,
you're saying,
for me,
Chantel.
like Larry Patel Phillip, right?
From
Pac
Pickets.
is from Pickets. Bertrand and Charlie, first born last. Tupac has never been in my top 10 in terms of
Never.
hip hop, rappers, or anything
Never.
like that. Tupac is a caricature of Juice, his portrayal of Bishop and Juice. He never came out of that mind frame of being Bishop in that.
And
For
he's
people
an
who-
actor.
I
He's an
think
for
actor.
people who've
He's
known
an
him.
actor.
No. I'll let you talk. Let me flow. Tupac, I'm not. Listen, if you're a Tupac fan, fine. I have no problem with anybody being a Tupac fan. If you like subpar lyrics, and even there's
Yeah.
crack fiend, mama, you always was the black queen, mama. You just
Yeah.
queen, really.
No, don't do that.
As opposed to
I'm with Nike.
relax and take notes while I take totes of the marijuana smoke. Don't smoke.
That's not
Guys,
No. That is fair. That is fair
Hold on,
because
hold on.
I'm saying why. And for me, that one resonates better for me than the other.
Okay.
But when we get
Yeah.
back,
We're gonna go to a break and then let Chantel finish off her point and then we jump into the next person. Oh, like and leave the time done.